Oh, hello, everyone. Hello, beloveds. Welcome to Transmission Thursdays. We are here, we're back. We are back to our weekly transmissions. Yes, yes. So join me. Say hello when you join. Okay. I'm just going to share, you know the drill, beloveds, right? We say hello, we check in, we say hashtag warriors of light, you know. Yeah, and if we're watching this as the replay, hashtag replay, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. Yes, I also put this on YouTube. So say hello as well. If you're watching this as the replay on YouTube, I would love to know your thoughts, your experiences with these transmissions. Okay, so let us first share this to the Tribe of Warriors, which is our Facebook group, where sometimes I do some special activities only in that group. So if you want to access all of the good things, join us there as well. Okay. Hello, Sovereign Warriors. That is what I am typing here. Join us for today. Oh my God, I have no idea why these dogs are like screaming. Oh my God. Today we are all about the soul. We are all about the soul. You know how we've been going into all these different aspects of ourselves. You know, last week it was about our ancestry. That other week it was about the inner child. Today we're dealing with the soul. My favorite topic of all times. Yes, okay. I'm going to share now. Hello, Tabitha. Hello, Shanisa. Thank you for joining. Okay. So good to see you again, Tabitha. We were just chilling not so long ago. So, yeah. We are live now. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yes, okay. Today we are talking about the soul. And today I want us to have a little bit of like a community sacred circle, and for us to just share, you know, for us to share and yeah, to have a conversation. Okay, so let's get grounded a little bit. 1 minute of grounding, and let us come to the sacred circle. We take that deep breath in and out. I've been actually teaching some of my students a breathing technique. And so did I teach it last week? I don't know. I really don't understand, and I forget time. So I don't know what I did where and so on. But did I ever do the lotus breath here? If we did, it's fine. I'm still just gonna redo it today. Okay, and guide everyone. Yes, okay, so let's do the lotus breath. So the lotus breath is, we are going to breathe 6 times. It's a way to actually call back all of your soul fragments back to your center, back to what we call even the column of ascension, right? So you have your own energy field that is beyond the physical body. And most of the time, our energies, we project it to different places, to different people. And sometimes that's why we don't feel grounded, right? So a way to always ground yourself in the morning, in the middle of the day, or even in the evening is to bring back all aspects of yourself, from that conversation that you had with someone, from that fight that you had, from that particular moment where you were bored, wherever it is that you have left your life force. It's always good to bring that, all of those aspects of yourself, because you see, we are time travelers. So we are actually traveling through time, and sometimes we leave aspects of ourselves across the timeline. So we want to always bring back these aspects of ourselves every day to feel grounded and to feel, in control of our life force. So the process of doing that, like there are many, many processes. Today, I just want us to use the breath, the lotus breath. This is a technique that I learned from a sacred brother somewhere in the grapevine. I don't really remember, but yes, my sacred brother. So this technique is for, yes, bringing back your energy. So as we're doing it, you want to make that intention, right? You want to make the intention that you're bringing back every part of you that is lost in that fight, in that moment, in wherever you were, wherever you, especially if you have been going through moments that have been difficult. Whenever we go through difficult moments, we tend to leave aspects of ourselves there because of the pain and the trauma. So if in the past week or so, there've been moments of pain, that's what we're returning back. We say, come back home, aspects of myself, come back home. Okay. Thank you. This is an African earrings and a medicine woman, which is me. So I think this is like, I have so many African earrings. You all know I love Africa. Yeah, okay. Thank you, beloved Connie. So let's do the lotus breath. It's a very simple process. So what we're doing is we are going to use our energy centers to bring, it's really not energy centers, but there are points in the body, particularly our face, where we are going to bring energy and return energy, that soul energy to ourselves. So the way we do that is we're going to breathe. And as you're breathing, remember that the language of the soul of the divine is imagination. So you're going to use your imagination and you're going to send that intention across your field. So we're going to do this by taking a deep breath. And as you're breathing the first breath, you breathe it from here. You imagine that you are breathing energy from here and you're pulling it here to the top of your head. Just that I have a band, but to the top of your head. And then you're going to breathe from the top of your head back to this point underneath the chin, right? So that's the second breath. And then we're going to breathe from the nose to the back of your head. That is obviously aligned to the back of the nose, right? And from the back of the nose to here, right? And then that's 4. And then from here to here, and from here to here, that's 6 breaths. So we're going to take 6 breaths, and each time you want to bring back into your mind every experience that you've been having this past week, where you felt scattered, where you felt you were in pain, where you're in trauma, where you are not in the highest, in your highest self, in your highest timeline, okay? So that fight that you had, we're going to bring that back here. Okay, so let's do that. We're gonna make that intention. You want to also breathe out loud and really release all that energy at the same time. Okay, so let's do that. Whew. Well, we have not yet started. So we're going to do that first of all by closing our eyes, opening our hands, just allowing them to be open up to the heavenly realms, which are actually just orbiting around us. But most of us, it's easy to imagine that the heavenly realms are above. So above to the skies. Whew. So let's begin to take a deep breath from the chin to the top. I want you to imagine that each time you're taking a breath, it's like you are drawing a line. And by the end, we should have created something similar to a lotus plant or flower. Right? So each time you're not stopping, you're moving the needle to create end. Okay, beautiful. So let's begin with the first breath, bringing back all aspects of myself, returning all my soul fragments. Actually, let's do this properly. I call in my multidimensional God self, higher self, into my energy field right now. I call in all aspects of my soul from the present moment, from the past, from the future, in all directions of time and space, across all dimensions of reality, across all star system, or the cosmic system and the planetary systems in which my soul aspect is existing. I call back my soul self to return back home to my vessel, to my body, to my energy field right now. And we breathe in now. That's one. That's two. From the nose. Bring to your awareness all those moments where you're bringing your soul back from. Just bring them back. Let's go to 4. And we're going to move from one temple of the head to the other. Good. Again, one last time. And you just want to stretch your hands and just pull the air one last time. It's, and you're imagining that you're pulling all of these aspects that have been coming back to your field, to the body now. Whew. Welcome back home, Divine Warrior. Okay. And I welcome and invite you all to come as your full self to our sacred circle in this virtual sacred circle. So we are all here together in our temple of healing, where we come every Thursday. So you can see yourself in the temple. And we're all in this big circle. There's a beautiful fire in the middle. Lots of candles, lots of water, some nice incense smell. It's also beautiful. Yay. Okay. And that is that. We're going to have a conversation. Let's take one last deep breath and open our eyes. Ooh. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How does that feel? How do you feel? Let me know. One word to describe how you're feeling. Okay. Ooh. I felt like actually putting on physical candles. I love them just because they give me that transmission frequency. But remember, you don't actually really need anything to connect with God, with your pure source consciousness, your I am presence. Okay, this is very important. A lot of us, we get trapped in thinking, oh, I need the candles and the incense. And it's like, no, you only need your heart and the openness of your heart. Once that's open, you're good. Okay. So having that intention is very important in spirituality. Um, that you do it because it makes you feel good, centered, and so on. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let me check it. So relaxing. Yes, that is a beautiful technology that you can use anytime, any day. You don't need anything super complicated. The breath and intention, that's it. Yes, Connie. Yes, Leo. Yes, Lorato. Ah, I love that. It is that easy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So, yes, Danny. Ooh. You know, Danny, I think you are literally the only king in this room filled up with queens, which is so beautiful. Welcome, King. Okay. Okay, so this process of bringing back the soul to the self is actually called soul retrieval. It's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. And of course, there are different technologies of retrieving your soul from wherever it is that the soul is lingering, is lost, is disconnected from the bigger energy center, energy field that is you, that is also held by the physical body, right? Uh, yeah. Mm. So before we begin, well, no, we have already started. But yeah, before we deepen this conversation, I wanted to share in some updates, some energy updates, because they're connected to the soul. And I want you to just share with me also your experience of the past week, really, and what has been coming up for you. So the truth is that right now, as a collective race, we are actually doing a lot of soul retrieval. And so, what is exactly soul retrieval? Soul retrieval essentially is retrieving back aspects of your soul that are lost in time. And they are lost in time mostly because, one, we abandoned these souls aspects of ourselves, and we usually tend to abandon our soul fragments whenever we're going through a difficult time, right? And you can see that you have abandoned some aspects of yourself whenever you have resistance around a particular moment or memory. And that's why a lot of us, we don't really enjoy shadow work. It's because shadow work actually is the process of retrieval. We are retrieving moments in which we disconnected from the truth, from our purity, from our innocence, right? And through that, we disconnected even more to away from our higher self, our multidimensional God self, as I call it. There are many names for it though. And as we disconnect from our multidimensional God self, the higher self, the I am template, the soul, it then becomes very easy to disconnect from God and the higher realms. Then becomes very easy to not hear the voices of our ancestors, the voices of our elevated and luminous ancestors, right? Because then we shut down the heart, we go through an experience and it closes us, and we don't want to now go as those divine children out into the world. We're like, it's not safe. So we shut down and we close. And as we close, guess what we're closing away ourselves from ourselves, from the soul, because the soul is here as a luminous essence and fractal and aspect of God, right? It's an aspect of God. We all emanate, we all come from God. All of us, including those who are playing the role of the bad guys. We all originally emanate from God. So it means we have the stuff of God inside us, as we are the image of God, it's been said, right? And as we came to this planet, which is a very dense planet, we have forgotten what that really means. And yet at the same time, we really can't, because you can always see this aspect of us whenever it comes out, when we are in love, when we're with our family, when we're having these beautiful moments, we can touch that divinity, we can see it, we can see the purity, the innocence, when we're dancing out in the forest and so on. Or even when we're having sessions like this, it makes you feel connected to what? To that, as that true self, you know? That true self. So most of us, we then require spaces like this ones to feel disconnected to ourselves, you know, and that is not how you are supposed to be. You are meant to always be connected to your higher self, to your soul, because you are the soul actually that is having the human experience. The body is the great mystery and also the great illusion, because we can feel so much like, this is who I am, this face you see, beautifully adorned face. No, it's not who I am. It is how I am presenting myself though, as a soul, right? It is how I'm presenting myself. It's how I'm having this human experience. It's how I'm navigating this human experience. But I am so much bigger than that, and the same is true for you. You're so much bigger than, you can't even imagine what God sees when God looks at you, what the ancestors see once they leave here and they go on the other side. This is why our ancestors are actually invested in helping us, because they're like, oh my God, you're so more like, your mission is so much bigger than we knew when we were alive. You are so much more beautiful than we probably told you. Oh my God, we need to tell you how much we love you and how you're supported and how we're working with you and how every single thing in your life matters and how you matter and how you're significant and how even in those moments of pain, there is a great design happening. a great intelligence unfolding, a great story being told through you. And so instead of shutting down and saying, I'm not participating in the story, and you close your heart and you disconnect from the storyteller, which is your soul, very soon we go into this confusion that we have as humanity. We descend into pain, into dis-ease, into, what's currently happening in our planet right now. It is because of that separation with the soul. As the more we separate with the soul, the more life becomes very difficult. So what is the purpose of you being here? Like, what has called you to this spiritual path, this ancestral path, this Christed path? It's your soul, right? It is your soul that woke you up. In some moment, something said, I need to seek more knowledge, more wisdom. I need to connect with something bigger than this physical self. That was your soul. And while every one of us, we have an individual reason why that's the case, today I want to speak a little bit about the collective reason and tap into what's happening even collectively and how we are collectively actually in a soul retrieval journey. And we're going to be on this for a couple of years, right? So, oh, I'm losing track of my thought. I literally stopped thinking. Let me drink. Let me know your thoughts so far. Yes, okay. So as a soul being, as a multidimensional God self, pure source consciousness, creator, being, you are on a journey across the multiverse. And your journey is a journey of exploration. Your journey is a journey of experience, adventure. Your journey is a journey of creation, of evolution. And this evolution emanates just simply because you are an eternal being. You have always existed, you continue to exist. You may have changed form, you may have been many things in your experiences, but you are an eternal being. You will always exist. And I like to remind you of this today. You will always exist. You have always been, and you will continue to be. And yes, there may have been those souls that have been, if we think about it from time, been born much earlier than others, but essentially we say that you're an eternal being because your true source is God, right? Which is the eternal essence. And so you have either been that aspect of God, and then you were emerging into the soul that you are today. And so you chose to come here into this planet. And part of why most of us have come to this planet in this particular point has to do with helping Earth evolve. Imagine it as if Earth is about to graduate high school and she's going to university. So we're here to write exams, you know, those high school exams, matric, Form 5 exams. Essentially, every soul right now is here for those exams so that we qualify to go to university, right? And part of doing that requires that a lot of us as the human race, we be in our highest self. We remember the truth of who we are for us to successfully do this. We must remember this eternality, our eternal essence. We must also remember that our lives as they are, that they are very simple, they're very organic, they're very natural. And then there's some aspects of it that are not. And those aspects are wherever it is that we have forgotten this thing I'm saying, that you're an eternal being. And I like to repeat this because people don't get that a lot of our issues has to do with this forgetting of this truth, that if you're an eternal being, if you knew that you will always exist, what kind of choices would you make about your life? Would you be afraid of the things you're afraid of today? Would you be afraid of death? If you knew that you will continue after you die, after this body dies, right? Would you be afraid of loving someone? If you knew you are eternal and that you get to love again and again and again with the different souls in different timelines, right? Would you be holding back from creating those dreams, those desires? Would you continue to play small? If you knew that you're an eternal being, would you be afraid to speak your truth, to express your truth? Because guess what? You have done this before, this living, and you continue to do it again and again. So what are you afraid of? Surely the things you're afraid of must be coming from wherever it is that you have disconnected from this truth, because this truth is held and known very deeply by your higher self, your God self, your soul self. So if you are disconnected from your soul self, this will not feel true to you. You will not see that as a truth, like I'm an eternal being, I am powerful. That can be because you have all the 1,000 reasons to tell me about how joy, there's nothing here in my life that shows that I am a powerful being, that I have the same kind of frequency and power to create as our pure source God creator. So you are lying to me, Joy. Right? Okay. So I keep forgetting what I wanted to say in the beginning of all this. So we are here about to graduate high school. Planet Earth is graduating high school, so she can go to her she can go to her degree, her first degree. Think of it that way. And you are here participating in the great exam of all time. It's important. Are we going to go to university or not? That's what's happening here. And part of that, in the same way that when you were studying for your high school exams, you had to remember every single thing you have done since like the beginning of high school until the end. Even if the exam itself was going to be more about the last year, you still have to comprehend and integrate all the other years of high school, right? So that when you do go to that exam, you truly have gotten integrated and you have embodied the learnings of your high school exam. That is what humanity is doing. And because we're doing that, okay, because we're doing that, we all have to go back to what? To our first year of high school. We have to remember that. We have to remember second, third, fourth, fifth year of high school, right? And the last year, since 2020, all of us, we've been kind of being forced to remember not just actually the last high school, but almost like the beginning of our lessons in this planet. Like since we entered the education system of Earth, we had to remember in these experiences so that we can be our highest self when we do take that exam, right? And so in the last 2 weeks in particular, we've been experiencing a high level of remembering our pain bodies where we have left our souls. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I don't know if it was last week Friday or before that, but our Earth, she is moving. She's getting ready to write her exam. And as she's moving, she is orbiting and she's experiencing and remembering herself, right? And one of the things that she recently did is that she remembered the ancient ancestors, very old ancestors that come from the star system that we call Lyra. And when she passed through that doorway of Lyra, the Lyran gateway, what happens is that then she started to connect back with the ancient ancestors. And as she did that, she also connected with the ancient gifts and magic, as well as the ancient wounds that are connected to Lyra. And every single one of us here, we've been experiencing our ancient wounds coming up. Have you been realizing that the things that you thought you got over, that you moved through, have been coming up in the last 2 weeks or so? Let me know. Does that feel true for you? Have you been going through this emotional purging, emotional remembrance of the things that have been what we call your core wounds? Some of the things that you have not really fully processed and really healed have been coming up wherever that is, whether that is in relation to your relationship with your body, your relationship with your mother, your father, your ancestors, your relationship with money, your relationship with men or women, your relationship with God. All of these things, they've been coming up quite intensely in the last 2 weeks. And that is because we have been in that Lyran gateway. The Lyran gateway is asking all of us to recall the oldest wound we are carrying. And that oldest wound, I want to say this about it, most of it is the wound of your soul, not just your inner child. No, it's not just about this current lifetime. It's actually connected to the pain that your soul has experienced across many lifetimes, whatever that pain is, right? And the reason why this wound is coming up, it is for this retrieval work, right? The wound is coming up because, one, that wound is connected to your gift. Where the ancient wound is, that's where the gift is. And that's where your true liberation is going to happen. That is how we're going to pass the exam. Actually, that's the test, if there's a test. That wound is the biggest test of your soul. That is what the soul is here to actually truly heal. And that's why this pain keeps coming back, no matter how much you think you've healed it, no matter how much you suppress it. It's like there's this ball, and this ball is under the sun, and the sun keeps hitting it, and the pressure is like vibrating this ball, and the ball is exploding out slowly. But then in 2 weeks, there's been a lot of energy coming from this ball, and you've been feeling it, and you've been realizing deeper layers of your pain. And you've been you had to address it. And this has been either happening quite like physically, your life is reflecting this wound to you, or your relationships are reflecting this. You have to address this with your beloveds, the oldest wounds. Or you're also, if you are very much into like your dreams and remembering the dreams, you're seeing this in the dream state, you're having visions and having to address this. This has been how my wound has been coming up. Y'all, I've been literally, my soul has been forcing me to sleep all day, and each time I keep having the same dream in a different way, and I'm like, I thought I dealt with this. Why are you showing this to me? Why are you tormenting me? Yeah, that is what we are going through right now. It's called soul retrieval. Yeah. Okay, so let me check what y'all are saying. Okay, yes, Neo has been experiencing this. Let me know what, without going into details, just really how your journey has been in the last 2 weeks. What's been coming up? What have you been kind of, forced to deal with? Yeah, without going into detail, whatever you're comfortable with sharing. Okay. Yes, Lorato, things that happened between 2012 and 2015 are kind of replaying. Yes. Yes. Cordelia, I've been experiencing a lot of this. Yes, beloved. I was even misdiagnosed with depression and put on meds last week Friday, but my soul and body said, no, this is healing, not a depression. Yes. And that is how you may be feeling. There is this layer of collective depression that all of us were going through that. And we are actually presenting with symptoms that look and appear like depression. And these symptoms is that there's that feeling of emptiness, that feeling of feeling trapped, like, oh my God, I thought I've dealt with it. Why is it back? Feeling, let me know the kind of symptoms that have been coming up. For me, I know actually when I felt like the deepest, the darkest night of my soul, whenever I go through the dark night of the soul, I lose my appetite and I sleep a lot. And that has been what has been happening. But nothing has really happened in my life that has changed. It's been the same, like nothing dramatic has happened. But when the Lyran Gateway came through, I just found myself feeling these emotions, right? Yes, you will experience those disruptive sleep patterns. It will feel like you are in this. If have you ever watched Get Out, beloveds, like the movie called Get Out? So one thing that I love, by the way, doing with my students is that I teach and we all watch movies to use them as an example. So the movie Get Out, what is it called? I wish Tumelo Morero was here so she can tell me, because we like to use Get Out as an example. But it's like what is it called? When the main character was in this hollow, deep emptiness, and they had put him inside that deep emptiness, and you just feel quite hollow and quite empty, right? And so this has been the case with, yeah, a lot of us. And if you're highly sensitive, which is everyone who's here, you felt it. Other people may have not felt this, but everyone actually did go through this. We did go through the Lyran Gateway, and we did uproot our oldest wounding that we have not yet healed. They did come up. So for some, they may not have thought much about it, but if you're highly sensitive, you really felt it, and you went into that deep state that feels like depression, for sure. Yeah. Yes, Connie, this is so true. I've been going through so much and have been feeling sad most times. Yes. And it's mostly past issues. Yeah. That's Lyra for you. It does feel like torment of Cordelia, especially when you believe that you have dealt with a lot of these things. Yes. Mm-hmm. It all makes sense now, especially the disruptive sleep patterns. Yes. I'm so happy to share that after dealing with a few things in my life, I finally found my class in my dream state. I've been wandering around at schools and I could never find my class. But 2 nights ago, I finally got accepted into school in my dream state. Wow, that is very profound. That's very profound. So remember how I said that our ancient wounds are coming up? What you may miss at the same time is that your ancient gifts are coming back online, right? So it's a good thing. It sucks while we're in it, because most of us humans, we are so uncomfortable with these emotions of sadness and grief, because essentially we are grieving. That's what's happening. You are grieving, beloved. Okay? You're not depressed. You are grieving. What are you grieving? You're grieving all aspects of yourself that you have lost through time, this lifetime and any other lifetime. You are grieving for the moments where you felt deeply disconnected from your soul, from your beloveds, from your monadic soul families. You're grieving for all the times you felt disconnected and not supported by your beloved ancestors, your luminous ones. You're grieving for all the times that you felt disconnected and abandoned by God, our Holy Mother, our Holy Father God, our spiritual parent. We are grieving. And instead of fighting that, let us stop fighting and honor that this is where we need to be. We need to feel the sadness. We need to feel the grief. Because honestly, it's been a long ride. Been a long ride, and it takes so much of the soul and even your mind to even keep floating and continuing to walk and continue to show up every day. It's a lot. And so we get to honor. So retrieval is you have to first honor that you have been through a lot. We cannot not face that uncomfortable pain and truth that we've been through a lot. Oh my God. As humans, as women, as men, as Black people, we've been through a lot. And if we deserve just these 2 weeks to feel sad, let us feel sad. Let us wallow, right? However, do not allow that space you are in to swallow you completely. It's more of surrendering to it, like, yes, okay, I feel sad. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to try to fix it. There's nothing to fix, but everything to, oh, no, the light is not so great. I am not happy with this lighting. Yes. Okay, yeah. So you are grieving, and it's okay to be grieving. And as you are grieving at a higher level, what is happening is that you are retrieving your soul. And you are retrieving your soul from those deepest, darkest moments of your soul experience in this lifetime and any other lifetime. If you have been studying your dreams, you also realize a lot of the dreams that you've been having, they may have people you have never met. You may be dreaming in different places than the ones you usually dream at. So every single one of us, we have what is called a dream landscape. Think of it as your home, your astral home. So whenever we go to sleep, we go to that place. So your dream landscape is often the same place for most people. It's just, we may not have realized. Like me, for example, my dream landscape is my grandmother's yard. I always dream in my grandmother's yard in Lerala. And even when I lived in another country, my dreams were always in my grandmother's yard. Whenever, however, I am tapping into something different from this lifetime, I will find myself not in my grandmother's yard. I will be somewhere else. I will be in someone else's yard. I will also be interacting with people whose faces I don't know in this current lifetime, but I seem to know them in the dream, right? And that's when you're working with a different timeline. So you will realize that in the last couple of 2 weeks, if you've been noticing your dreams, you've been having different characters, people, lands coming through, because we are purging all that ancient wound, because that is what you've been going through right now. That's your ancient wound. That's a wound that your soul has been healing for many lifetimes. Okay? Yes. Okay. So cry, beloveds. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to feel sad. Don't fight it. Do not go to some hospital for them to diagnose you with a depression. What we're going through is a spiritual transmutation. There's no pill for it. There's no pill for it. It's actually, the pill is to breathe. You know, this technique I just gave you, please practice it. Sometimes they'll just feel, and once you have felt and you're like, I can't, I feel like I'm being consumed, cry and breathe and bring back, come back home. Whichever part of you is returning, tell it to come back home. That you will accept that you went through that pain. Right? This is our biggest issue. We are in denial of what we went through. Anyway, that's what I've been getting. My grandmothers were telling me this, that Joy, this pain keeps coming back to you because you're so in denial that you've went through this. you know. That's why this is painful for you. So can you accept it? And as you accept it, know that this is not a reflection of your essence in any way. It's an experience your soul went through. Because you went through that, you are divine. Because you went through that, you're a fractal of God. That experience, it's not a reflection of some kind of weakness and some kind of not being loved by God. That experience is a reflection of your strength and your courage to go through things that are so painful and still continue to come out the other end and still not be completely collapsed. You're here, you're here listening to me. That is the reflection of what that experience is. So do not let that pain, that emptiness consume you, because it just is an emotion. It is not you, though. It is just an emotion. Feel it and let it pass like a cloud in the sky, right? Let it go. And when you are letting it go, it does not mean you are condoning that experience and that you will not seek justice, and that justice won't prevail. Justice will prevail for whatever the thing is that you have went through that is creating this pain for you. Eventually homeostasis will happen. All will come into harmony, into balance, right? So as all of this is happening, what we are weaving through, what we're not realizing, is that we're weaving in our higher consciousness. As we feel this deep pain, we let it go, and our higher self can begin to walk into our body, and we can begin to see the world from our higher consciousness, which is how we are meant to go write that exam. We can't write that exam with this pain. We can't write that exam with the disconnection from the multidimensional God self. The only way to write this exam is with your multidimensional God self in your body. That is what we meant by ascension. In ascension, it is the descension of your higher God self, soul self in the physical. More of your soul energy coming into your physical self. And the only way that the soul can do that is if you feel and honor and witness every part of you right now that is in your field, the pain and all of that. And as you feel that pain, it transmutes and dissolves, and it's released and it's sent to the earth, and the earth is recalibrating and clearing out all of this as we merge more and more with our soul light. And as we merge with our soul light, we begin to tap into what we seek, that peace that you seek, that abundance, that freedom, that creativity, that abundance. That abundance is not something you're going to create with your mind, beloveds. We cannot do it. It's hard. Haven't we tried? It's very hard. So the way to do that is with your soul self. And the way to do that is to allow soul retrieval to take place. So soul retrieval, the only way to honor it, right now there's a natural soul retrieval happening, which is this one where we're feeling our feelings and just grieving. And we are trusting our higher self to do all the other complex galactic cosmic processes. But you help yourself more by not running. Yeah. Okay. So let me know, my loves. I think that's pretty much it. What are your thoughts? Do you have any questions around soul retrieval? Of course, there is another way of doing soul retrieval. I will get into it after I read your comments. Let me check what you all have been saying. Yeah. Whew. for some reason, I found myself forcing me to ask for forgiveness over the same issue over and over. Yes. Yes, actually, the CD of forgiveness is what we're stepping into as humanity. We are being asked to forgive. And to forgive is not condoning behavior and condoning the oppression that has happened in our life. It is not condoning the pain. But to forgive is to actually say, I understand I went through that, and that hurt me in this way. And I accept that I went through that, but I forgive that experience in that I'm no longer allowing it to define me today. Because each time I do that, I give away my power. I leave my soul fragments. Wherever it is that you have not forgiven, know that that's your soul fragment that you have left. Whoever you are in a relationship with that you have not forgiven, there is a soul fragment lost because of that. So forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person, but essentially to do with soul retrieval, to say, I went through that and I accept and I bring back my soul fragment from that, and I integrate with that. And I integrate by feeling the pain and then forgiving and then releasing and letting go and then arriving to transcendence. What is the next transcendence? It is the gift of understanding, that you understand that your soul is in some wild adventure that your mind sometimes doesn't get, but you understand that this is some kind of brilliant storyline that you probably only understand when you go on the other side. But today you choose to no longer fight life, to no longer fight your life and how it has unfolded, but to accept it, to forgive it, to understand it. Because once you understand, just look at and watch how that understanding takes you to a deeper surrender. And when you surrender, your multidimensional God self will take over and create your life. And you do want your multidimensional God self to create your life, not your mind that is afraid, that is hurting. You want your soul to create your life because it's the one that knows the entire plan. You don't. As long as we're here, we don't really know, but our soul knows. So let's surrender to the soul. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any thoughts, any questions? Let me know. Yeah. Yes, Denny, feeling a sense of emptiness as I'm reliving my life. Yes, that has been the energy. I cried last night and in the morning, I couldn't eat this week. Oh, Lady Portia, sending you so much love, beloved. Sending everyone strength and courage. Please keep going. Keep going, okay? I've definitely found myself grieving for myself and my soul. Yes, profound now, profound, Lady Portia. A lot of what has been coming up is letting go. I, for the longest time, struggled with control. Yes, the shadow of control. I have been dealing with the shadow of control this week, not just with myself, but in my sessions. It's a big one. Yeah, we need to surrender control and step into the gift of authority. Yeah. I always wanted to have some form of control over everything in my life. My emotions were just up and down. 1 minute I'm happy, the next I'm sad, the next I'm angry. Oh, yeah. At some point, I thought I was going crazy. The fatigue, on the other hand, has just been hectic. I'm always tired, but then I can't really rest, and time is just moving so fast. That's just been so much happening. Yes, I am definitely understanding, feeling that that's been the collective energy. 2 past lives reoccurred for now. I also had a vision where I was with my ancestors breaking the chains that were put during slavery. It was intense yet freeing. Profound, beautiful now. This is so profound and comforting too. Yeah, Connie. Hello, Subongile. You help yourself more by not running. I love that. Just tuned in and that needed to be heard. Yes. Yes. And I'm not going to say it's easy, y'all. It's not easy. I want to run all the time. I genuinely want to run all the time. But then I realized, yo, I can't keep running, Shem. I really have to face this. And you know what is the thing altogether about all of these painful timelines? It's mostly just an illusion. That's it. It's a great illusion. Whatever it is that you're so afraid of, that emotion, once you feel it, you will feel so much better for it. Like it will not be as painful as you thought it would be. Having that conversation with that beloved will be painful, but it's fleeting. The next day, you're going to still be okay. And if it is in alignment with your highest timeline, you will find your way back to your beloveds, whoever it is that you need to have a conversation with, to forgive, and so on. I'm talking about your beloveds. I'm not talking about real perpetrators who are from elsewhere. That's a different story altogether. But the forgiveness that you are to do in that instance is feel the rage. The grandmothers have been telling this to me. Wow, I had a profound healing the other day where I tapped into the deepest level of my rage as a Black woman that I have. That is a rage of my soul and a rage of my grandmothers that I didn't know I held. And it would have terrified me if I had felt it years ago, but I felt it. And once I did, the release was phenomenal, right? So go feel whatever the thing is. You will survive it for sure. Yeah. You will survive this moment. Oh, okay. So that's it with soul retrieval, beloveds. I do soul retrieval work, of course, myself, where if you do need support, I can help you retrieve from these timelines, whichever timelines are, whatever core wound you're working with. It is my greatest joy to journey with people to that deepest pain. It is my honor. I love witnessing that courage. So if you feel called, once again, go check out my calendar and book, and then we can go together if you need someone to work with you. And yet at the same time, I want you to know you don't really always need someone to work with you. All you need is your own courage and willingness to feel. So keep feeling. If you feel like you require support, I'm here. Check out I don't actually know if I put out my calendar. Yes, okay. Yes, so check out that. And also check out and register for the Ancestral Path Masterclass series, which we're doing. Is it in 2 weeks? Yes, also in 2 weeks or so. So you can go register, share with your loved ones. We're gonna have a pretty awesome time. We're gonna do some retrieval, of course, but we're retrieving mostly in the ancestral perspective. And Warrior Mystery School is open. Check out the website, register. I'm already doing discovery sessions with those who are interested. So the discovery session, I get to explain more. And this matters because sometimes you read the landing page and you're like, I don't know what she's saying. So if you want to know more, go register and then we'll have a chat and you can see if it resonates. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, beloveds. Keep breathing, keep going, keep feeling, and you will get through this and your higher self is coming through. That's what's happening. We are braiding. It's called soul walking. Your soul is walking into your body right now. So all of us, we're doing it at different levels, in different degrees, but we're getting ready for the exam and the exam is coming soon. So all will be well. Okay, bye, beloveds. Bye.